So the North is trying to bring up a coalition that can work for Nigeria. And the Arewa are coming together in collaboration with our brothers in the Southeast, in the South, and the Southwest are coming together to see how we can unseat him in 2027. And we are serious about this.
Viewers and subscribers, you're welcome back again. This is still BVI Channel 1, where we tell you undiluted truth. Still on the politics of 2027. Like I made a publication recently, where the North is rallying round the man of the moment, Peter Obi, as their only choice and option for 2027. What he told them there is a point-blank truth. I want every one of you to take a look at this in detail. I'll be right back.
I maintain, and I still maintain, the insecurity in Nigeria, especially in the North, rests on poverty. It rests on all that has been mentioned and everything. I've been in the financial industry for years, and I can tell everybody this, you can go and verify this in this country. I was in the financial industry. When you look for cash, you go to Kano. When you look for cash, you go to Kano. Kano was #1 place for cash. Because then we had all the factories in Bombay, in Sharadangwa, in Sharanti. Go to Kano today, those industries are not there. Go to Kaduna, there's no industry. There's no industry again in Kaduna. We used to put Kaduna Trade Fair 2 years for you to get the space. Today nobody goes there. We used to go to Medugri for cash. Today nobody goes there. That is the poverty. And when you have poverty, you have criminality that you cannot control. Because when people don't know where the next thing will come from, you can never control your action. And there is the recruit. But in all these, it all rests squarely on governance, on government to solve. And I've always said the North can change Nigeria. The greatest assets of this country is in the North. We can make more money. I say it every year. We can make more money for farm agriculture than we make for oil. And I'm starting to prove in everything. This entire country produces less than 6 million tons of rice. That is less than 10% of what Bangladesh produces. Bangladesh is a country that lives on 148,600 square kilometers of land. That is the size of 2 northern states. Niger at 76.3 and Borno at 70.8 is equal to Bangladesh. And Bangladesh has a population of 170 million. So if you divide their 146 by this thing, it's less than about 800 square meters, when these two states have over 13,000 square meters. It's a huge land. Niger State has most arable land in this country, cannot feed itself. It's 76.3 thousand square kilometers. They are not exporting anything. Netherlands with 33,000 square kilometers. So Niger State is 2.5 times size of Netherlands. Yet they exported 124 billion euros, about over $130 billion of agricultural exports. That is exactly 2.5 times what we get from oil. One state. The story is the same everywhere. So the solution is in the North. Look at a state like Taraba. Taraba can produce all the tea and coffee we need at the parks of Mambila. Taraba is 54.4 thousand square kilometers. Serenita, that is making all their money from tea today, is 65,000 square kilometers. If you divide it by the population, Taraba is 3 times, if not more than that, of that size. And they make $1.5 to $2 billion from tea. And all these things, I drive around the north and I feel pain. This year I've been to Kafanchan, to Kaduna, to Katsina, to Jigawa, all this around by road. And you see loads of uncultivated land. Go to Morocco and travel from Casablanca to Port of Niger on both sides. And you see the difference. We can change the north. Agricultural farmland in the north is dead. Why do we have to do huge projects where we are doing a road for 15 trillion? Why don't we use 1.3 trillion? If you put 1.5 trillion on insecurity in the north today, we'll start dealing with it. We can capitalize that bank with 1 trillion. And if we put another 1.3 trillion in poverty alleviation, one of the governors in the north told me he wanted to do small poverty alleviation, and he went to Bank of the North, Bank of Industry, and gave them 2 billion, and over 2 years, they cannot even put their own counterpart funding. We can solve it. The more you put people out of poverty, the more you solve insecurity. I've been to prisons, I've been to places to see what is happening. We need to change it. It is very easy. We need to invest in education. We can't talk about free universal education when people are not going to school and children are not in school. I have taken time to go to the north, sat down with our Rwandese children. They are the most brilliant people God created. Because I could see children in 9 years and 10 years memorizing Quran. If they can't go to school, we'll take school to them. Where they are learning Quran, they can learn English, they can learn mathematics, they can learn it. It's very easy. And we are doing it in Kaduna and it's working. I went to one in Kaduna, I visited there with my brother that when they provided them, I'm paying their teachers now, provided them toilets, provided them everything. If you see the kids, they are changing. Let's invest in them. That's our assets. That's the assets we need. That's the doctors we need. We have a great country that can be changed if our leaders can change the human being, invest in humanity. It is very easy. It's not a big problem. And all I plead with all of us, like Kino speakers, is for us to build trust. I know we have issues here and there and everything. This is time for us to build trust among ourselves, believe that we are one, and we can save this country. Countries are survived by population. This is time to remove our division. We have all tried, we voted religion. Let's vote competence. It is time to start voting. Let's vote capacity and competence and everything. Let's make this work. It can work. There's people who, let's hold our leaders responsible. This time Ukraine is about 600,000 square kilometers. The entire north is about 20% more than Ukraine. And they are poor, they are giving us Ukraine to support us from Ukraine. And people accepted Ukraine. When the entire north comes from Ukraine, we cannot continue that. It is unfair to us. Like I said before, Bangladesh produces about 50 to 60 million tons of rice. Nigeria cannot produce 10% of that. The entire Nigeria is 6 times the size of Bangladesh. They are 148, we are 900 and something. You can go on and on. Small states like Vietnam that came out of war can feed itself and export food. 5 states of the north, Vietnam is 300,000. 5 states of the north, Niger, Borno, Taraba, Kaduna, and Bauchi is about 300,000 square kilometers. That's what Vietnam is. And today Vietnam does 10 times our export. My dear people, our problem can be solved from the north. When we take the focus and invest in the north, What the North requires is investment, support, policies that can drive it, and it is doable. And this is something we can see changing as we start. Thank you, and God bless you.
And that is it. But I want to remind you, especially Peter Obi in particular, that these Northerners just hope they have learned their lesson. Because that is exactly what Jonathan was up to. And they swore to unseat him in 2015. Every one of them seated there, from Atiku to El Rufia and the rest of them, made sure that Jonathan was removed and Buhari and the new order of impunity installed in the name of APC. What is the offense of Jonathan? He concentrated to alleviate poverty level in the North by creating job opportunities, educating their people, and alleviating the standard of education of their Majiris. And also coming heavily on insecurity. But these people rose and said Jonathan was fighting the war against Northerners, because they've been beneficiaries of poverty level of their people and illiteracy of their Almajiris. That has been what is fueling them in power, recycling themselves in power. They harvest the situation, the deplorable situation of Northerners for their own political gains. Today, they are lamenting because power has slipped out of their hand. When they thought they would sell Muslim tickets through Tinubu and Shetima, believing in their thought that Tinubu will advance, that the man is equal, is quarter to go, then Shetima will come back through the back door, as it were, between Yaradua and Jonathan. That was their thought. But their thought is not the thought of the universe. Today, Tinubu is teaching them the kind of lesson they have learned in a hurry. But I just hope you tread carefully so that they don't treat you the way they did to Jonathan. It's a simple thing. I'm talking about the politicians, not the people. While we continue to rally around the people themselves, who are the victims of Nigeria, to do the needful. They know their choice. Even the politicians have no choice. Nigerians have no choice. It's not about Peter Obi or any particular person in this situation, but it's about you, the Nigerian people, who are victims of Nigeria. Don't wait until Nigeria come knocking. Don't wait until Nigeria happen to you before you join this crusade, the ballot revolution for 2027. It will be between the government of APC, the government of impunity, headed and spearheaded by Jagaban, versus the people. That is what 2027 will be. It has nothing to do with Peter Obi or any opposition coalition. It is about the survival and the liberation of Nigerians from bad governance. I'm Asuchirad Peters, your advocate for good governance. If this makes sense to you, help me escalate it so that every Nigerian will say this. Bye-bye for now. GGN, uniting the people for good governance.